Well, welcome to another edition of Monday Football, this being the third this year. And of course, we're very excited here. We have a high energy packed show lined up for you today for two reasons. Number one, end month is so close. And so we're expecting a man. January has been hard, but finally we're getting there. And secondly, we have another exciting show because it's so quiet in studio. Arsenal fans have been forced to shut up after the weekend's matches, and so we brought some DJs here to excite Arsenal fans and let them know, you know what, it's going to be all right. John Kianda and the whole team out there, Abdi Osman and many others. It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. It's another weekend in football. And so I've got two amazing DJs lined up for you today. One originally from the States, another one from the United Kingdom. We're going to start with DJ T-Boy. He's got a little set lined up for you guys. T-Boy, take it away.
It's T-Boy, baby. It's T-Boy, baby. It's T-Boy. T-Boy, baby. It's T-Boy,
Yes, there we go. That was just a hint of DJ T-Boy. He tells me he's from Playmakers Entertainment. And of course, we'll be learning who those are in just a bit. Next to me is a man who tells me that he used to play for Arsenal under 18. And later on, he'll be telling us if that is true. Because Mike also says he played for Real Madrid under 18 before joining us here on Monday Football. We'll talk about that in just a bit. DJ Spaz, take it away. Well, if you enjoyed some of the music that we started Monday Football with today, stay tuned. We'll have so much more lined up. Let us know who got your Monday lunchtime started off on the right note. DJ T-Boy, DJ Sparks, the hashtag is Monday Football. Let's talk football now. Michael Kini, what's going on?
Well, T-Boy has given us one track that has really changamusha those Chelsea guys, eh? The last track that he played. Can you play it again, T-Boy? The last track that you played. Do you know what those guys were singing?
I wish you could get that shot.
No. You guys, sing it now. I want to hear it. Well, Higa, you will not believe it. After one win, in I don't know how long, they've beaten Arsenal, a team they've beaten for the last 11 games of the EPL, the 12th one now. Now, all of a sudden, Chelsea ni moto ya kuotea mbali. This is serious. What I know is Costa ni moto ya kuotea mbali. That is the only guy that I know is moto ya kuotea mbali. And that forms the basis of a question today, which we ask, should action be taken against Diego Costa for his cheekiness on the pitch? We know what he's done to Arsenal the last two games, and that's not all. He started way back in La Liga, coming into the EPL. There are things he does on the pitch that are crazy. Well, we'll get into that with the Chelsea fans in the studio. I'm glad they're here and they're very excited. They'll be able to talk today because they won their game yesterday against Arsenal. But first, Bernardo,
Absolutely, Michael Keaney. And I'm here seated with an Arsenal fan. The discussion, of course, at the beginning of the show was about Chelsea. They were able to triumph against the Gunners. And he definitely, of course, he has a reason why the Gunners failed to fire. Ideally, they fired blanks last weekend at the Emirates. His explanation is apparently that Arsene Wenger made the wrong substitution. Kianda.
Taking off Olivier Giroud and letting Joe Campbell continue with the match, that was the first mistake. You don't do that. We know Wenger has done this in 2006 where they were playing against Barcelona. Pirlo was sacrificed when Lehmann got a red card. So I think the biggest mistake was taking off Olivier Giroud and letting Joe Campbell continue with the match, because after that we didn't see the best of Joe Campbell.
So you think it was a tactical error in substitution?
A very big one. And of course, you know, if you take off Campbell, you have Sanchez on the bench. Olivier Giroud, there is no other striker on the bench. The best striker, I think Welbeck is starting training next week. Coquelin is also back in training. That was the biggest mistake. You're taking off someone, you don't have a substitute of him on the bench.
But you lost fair and square.
After that,
an Arsenal fan will never admit it. But nonetheless, later in the show, of course, we'll be taking a look at the transfer watch. I'll be standing right here just be telling the teams that, of course, have signed in new players and teams that, of course, lost a few players. And that's as far as this transfer watch is concerned. Remember, the Kenyan Premier League will be kicking off in about 3 weeks' time, and I'll be telling you who's in, who is out in a few. Wahiga.
That's right. Let's take a look at some of the action, some of the news that you can expect coming up right now on Monday Football in our highlights. Well, coming up today on Monday Football, first things first, Bandari prepare for CAF Confederations Cup by beefing up their squad. Well, Rwanda qualify for the quarterfinals of the CHAN tournament despite a huge 4-1 loss to Morocco. Chelsea have a very big last laugh over Arsenal in a tense 1-0 win. And Zinedine Zidane experiences his first draw as head coach of Real Madrid with a 1-1 result against Betis.
Y el gol era el minuto.
GoTV winners Bandari FC are hoping to make their mark at the Confederations Cup after a dominant display in the competition last season. The coastal side have made significant acquisitions for the new season and have been drawn with Saint Lupopo from the Democratic Republic of Congo. The team has been training hard ahead of the new season.
Well, on to a story that we thought would be over in December, but keeps going on and on. The Football Kenya Federation elections, the branch ones, will take place tomorrow after the verification process was completed on Saturday. Now, the elections will take place in 20 branches, each providing 40 votes at the national elections slated for the 10th of February. In total, 78 delegates will vote at the national elections. The other votes come from the Kenyan Premier League, FKF, National Super League, and Division 1 clubs.
Then we have I'm from the club. That's the leader from the club. Benjamin Okuba. Agreed?
Well, your reactions on hashtag Monday Football on Twitter. We start off with Bob Owino, who says the DJs are making the show hot. That is at Bob Owino. Then Lynette Mkoshe at Lynette Mkoshe says, thank you, Waiga Mora, for that encouragement to us Arsenal fans. It shall be well. That's what they say. And George Mwenda says, Monday Football starting on a high note. Keep the conversation flowing. And Waiga, on the same note, you're talking about FKF elections. On the face value, everything else looks like we are doing quite well.
That's right.
Yes, the board says elections are on schedule. Tomorrow we are doing the sub-branch elections and all that. Meanwhile, their association with FKF apparently is with daggers at the back. They wrote to FIFA last week and told FIFA, please intervene. There is fire on the mountain, as our Niger brothers would say. They say there's interference from the CEO of FKF, who is Esakwa, whereas they give one list, Esakwa withdraws it and gives another list of delegates. At least that was not agreed upon and everything else. And remember on Saturday, when they went for the verification of the list of delegates, that's where there was fracas kidogo, because guys were like, who are you? They know each other. So when you show up there, they ask you, where in
How can they expect a lot of help from FIFA, bearing in mind FIFA themselves are also in that tumultuous state? You've got the FIFA Congress coming up.
It's the best time to get help from FIFA. Why? Because FIFA wants to look like the clean boys. Right now, it's everybody for himself. God for us all.
Mr. Clean.
Yes, so any slight thing that would give them a bad name, they would clean it up immediately. That's why Valka went. That's why Champa went. That's why the boss himself, Sepp Blatter, went.
That's
so
right.
Nobody will be spared. Our boys are small boys. They'll be dealt with immediately.
What are the ramifications, and I know we need to carry on with the news, what are the ramifications of delayed elections?
Delayed elections mean, this is my hypothesis, this is what I think is happening. The elections will delay for one reason and one reason only. Once the incumbent goes and casts his vote at the FIFA Congress,
yes,
now you can hold your election. You know the specs that are awaiting guys when they go for the Congress.
Yes.
There is no clear favorite for the FIFA post, and that election is like any other election. Mfuko ya nani ni mzito. So it's your opportunity to feast nicely. So after the elections, let me tell you, there'll be no problem. After FIFA has done the elections,
yes,
we'll be okay.
So elections will be easily in March.
Our FKF elections?
Yes.
Once the new FIFA office is in, they will now sort everything else. Before that, I am not. I said it last year in October that we will not have elections any time before March. Everybody thought it's a joke. Let's watch and see.
Are you a prophet?
No, not a prophet. I just see things ahead.
Definitely. Well, what I see right now is the fact that Rwanda have qualified for the quarterfinals of the African Nations Championships despite being hammered 4-1 by Morocco. The Amavubi were stunned by the North Africans but still earned their place into the last stage.
Game. Elmo Bareki. Oh, it's a goal for... Good return, Rishesh Angoga. Yes, they're back in it. Still Muawi goes. Morocco threads it through. Morocco are.
Well, it was a similar scoreline as Ivory Coast tramples Gabon 4-1 to storm through to the quarterfinals as well.
Ahead of the Ivory Coast, 1-0. They got 4 points. This is a good opportunity. It's a goal for the Ivory Coast. An absolute corker, a blinding shot. And how beautiful was that? Akara sees the 25-year-old's story. Defence with the corner flying into the penalty area. It goes. It's a great goal. The downward header, an absolute beauty. And Gabon have equalised. That was just... Oh, that might be a free kick. It's a good chance for the Côte d'Ivoire. Oh, what a save. Oh, it's gone in. The goal went into the back of the net. The goalkeeper couldn't do anything about that bit. Ivory Coast, the Côte d'Ivoire looking to try and score goal number 3. Gets past one, gets past 2 players, and it's another goal and another mistake by Bitseki Moto. And it's the Ivory Coast are in first. Right hand side, he's got players, 2 players going into the penalty area. That is beautifully done. Wonderful touch. Is it going to be goal number 4? Yes, it is! And it's Kofi, his second goal of the game. I'll take that back. It's...
Well, a lot of reactions coming in. This is one from Fadili Abdibare at Fadili Guna. That's an Arsenal fan. He says, we should launch a campaign against Costa to get rid of him from the English game. He's pathetic and a God-sent cheater. Wow. Chelsea fans will react to that. They're in the studio. Then Trevor Ulemashata says, Madije wametuanzishia fiti. Then Frank Moses says, studio in Abamba. Then Moindi Ndege says, nasikia jana the only thing Arsenal fans walifunga ni mudomo. Guys are on Arsenal's case. Then Fortune at Wamunyota Senior says, hashtag Monday Football, Diego Costa ni dawa ya Arsenal after Drogba. Then Clark Sumbule says Arsenal will still win the league. The red card and consequent substitution cost us the game. I guess that's an Arsenal fan. And then Obed Angwenyi says, and this is a challenge to Waiga Maora, says Waiga Maora should go to dance school. He really has some sick moves. So two statements that contradict there. You should go to dance school.
I have an answer for
as a teacher or as a student.
I have an answer.
That's what I don't understand.
When Monday football becomes a dancing show, then I will go to dance school.
Dong, in his explanation, Mike, I understand that Wahiga, when he's dancing the next song.
The next tune.
He's dancing the next song.
I feel that Ndong is like Arsenal fans laughing at Manu when the next day the same thing happened to them.
But then how come we forgot Manu, guys?
To catch my drift.
How do you forget Manchester United? You know, it's the same thing. Ile dawa mulililia Arsenal mukawachia kati ine. So he's losing 4-0 or 1-0, which is what?
You see, we're not at the top of the table, or we're not pretenders to the top of the table.
At least you said we.
Yes.
Good.
Well, let's move on and let's take a look at the transfer watch. Of course, the teams that have been doing the signings ahead of the start of the new Kenyan Premier League season. And we'll begin with Gor Mahia. Just to give you a brief overview as far as Gor Mahia signings. The players who are in: Jacob Kelly, Francis Kahata, Gladys Ochieng, Eric Ouma from Kakamega High School, Amos Nondi, Jax Tuisenge. Of course, that is the biggest talking point. Hamisi Mwinyi, Luke Ochieng. Now, the players who are out ideally are David Juma, Timothy Otieno, Medi Kagere and Dikir Glay. I do hope that Mike have pronounced it correctly.
Yes, Glay Dikir.
Glay Dikir.
He's Liberian. Actually, he played for Gor Mahia for a few matches.
Yes.
At the beginning of the season. Then he disappeared. I think they released him much earlier, but the news is just coming in there.
Okay.
Yeah, for Gor Mahia, and this is one of the things that we'll be tackling with Kianda later, is the players that they've lost. Harun Shakava, who was supposedly the rock in the defense. Yes. And I know why Shakava had to move. Because they thought they're signing David Ochieng,
yes.
Cheche. He's an Harambee Stars player.
Yes.
But he goes out, and if you look at the players they've signed, they've brought in Luke Ochieng, who's a defender from former KCB.
From KCB, yes.
Yes, and you remember Luke Ochieng is now Gor Mahia has got two lethal weapons that previously they were not considered weapons, but now when the game is locked, those are weapons. The Rory Dillap type of throw-in.
The game changer.
You've got Agwanda on the right side, you've got Luke Ochieng on the left side. I mean, they can throw these balls 40 meters into the box, so watch out for that.
Of course, let's take a look at another team. Remember last week you had made a request, you wanted to find out as far as Gor Mahia's rivals, and that is the mighty AFC Leopards Ingwe, as far as the signings are concerned. So far, Dennis Nzomo from Tusker FC has joined them, Jimmy Bagea from Nairobi City Stars, Yusuf Juma from KCB, Kefa Swani from Thika United, Bernard Ongoma, Kennedy Owino, Eugene Wanjala and Duncan Wafula. Eugene Wanjala is from West Kenya. That's ideal. These are the players who have joined AFC Leopards. And let's find out which players have left Ingwe. Martin Kiza, Bernard Mangoli, Eliud Emase, Edwin Wafula, and Patrick Kagongo. Michael King.
Martin Kiza is a big loss, as well as Bernard Mangoli. Eliud Emase is a reserve goalkeeper. I don't know who has come in as a reserve goalkeeper for AFC Leopards. And as well as Edwin Wafula and Patrick Kagongo. These were the stalwarts of the left wing. Remember when AFC Leopards played Gor Mahia in the second leg? I mean, if it was not for Edwin Wafula, AFC walikuwa na zama. So losing the likes of Edwin Wafula is a big loss. These are some of the things that we'll be looking at with Kianda as well.
It'll be interesting to see also where they are heading to. And Western Steamer, Mike Baraza, Hudson Muhako, Shafik Batambuza, these are the players who have left Western Steamer. Ronald Okoth, Augustine Eshiwani, another side that has lost some players. Remember last week we showed you the players who have joined Thika United, and of course some of the players who have left is Simon Bogwa. Of course this list is incomplete. There's Simon Bogwa, Levis Opio, Jackson Masharia, Joseph Kuria, Edwin Kolongo, Ronnie Katumanga. These are the players who have left Thika United. Wahiga.
That's right. Thank you, Dong. I believe that we'll be getting into transfer matters in just a bit. And then, of course, you come back here where I'll wind up with the DJs. Mike, I know you had one or two talking points with John Kianda regarding the transfer. What stood out and what didn't?
Actually, for me, what stood out is AFC Leopards for the, I think, 8th season in a row now. They've got a different team from what they had at the end of last season. so many players have gone out. I think that list is not conclusive on the players that have gone. If you look at the players that have come in, Nzomo is a good player. Jimmy Bagea is coming back to AFC Leopards. Yusuf Juma, the journeyman, he has been to all clubs. Name it, he's been there, as well as Kefa Aswani. These are good players, but I don't know if they're still at their best. Bernard Ngoma, very young, talented, upcoming junior from Talanta. That's a good signing, as well as Eugene Wanjala. So Duncan Wafula from Kakamega Homeboys is a youngster that was not really used. So those are some of the things that we'll be discussing. And Kianda has a lot of beef with the AFC Leopards. So when you come back, I'm sure that's where we'll be.
That's something you'll touch on. Thank you so much. Well, of course, I'm right here at the DJ corner. Today we've got head-to-head Team USA versus Team UK. At least that's where they started from. They tell me now they're back in Kenya. They're here to build the industry. We'll start with DJ T-Boy, who actually kicked off our set a bit earlier on. T-Boy, are those your names on your ID card? Yo, you weren't expecting that, huh?
No.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm DJ T-Boy, playmaker in the team, as you can see. I lived in the US almost 10 years and I'm back home. I work with Hot 96 just for now. Actually, that's my new home. And it's my man DJ Sparks. He's from London. He's also going to be joining Playmaker Entertainment. We're going to, like I said, we came back to start something fresh and give people something new.
All right, both of you have just come back from, you know, the promised land. That's where everyone's asking to go to. What is it that you guys saw in Kenya that made you both, you know, to come back and plug in?
What I find is with Kenya is in the entertainment industry, it's easy to kind of push through and to go places. But obviously in the US and in the UK, it's kind of difficult for you to actually penetrate yourself and get out there in the big wide world. But here in Kenya, as they say, home is always best. So, hey, good, can I say?
Let's start with this gentleman from the States. You can take that off in just... ask him to take off his bling bling. It's interfering with the sound that good. He's got it off. Sports in the USA. What's big right now? I know it's not soccer. Unless things have changed.
No. The big thing right now is baseball, NFL, and basketball.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you come to Kenya, what are you now watching? Because...
Man, I'm trying to learn soccer.
Okay.
First of all, I need to stop calling it soccer. Let's call it football.
Do you know about a team called Gor Mahia?
Yeah.
What have you heard about them?
The Team Yanguvu. From what I've heard, yeah.
From what you heard, Team Yanguvu?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Of course.
Wakona mafans.
Wakona mafans. Kumbe unakumbuka lugha?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Kiswahili sasa, the director is... When did you leave for the States?
2007.
2007.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course, no, that then explains your background and all that.
Sure.
Wow, and for you, history in sports, you've come from a nation that's renowned for its football. What we're talking about right now, the fans over there, they're wearing Chelsea jerseys. Chances are they may not have gone for a Chelsea match, but they're so fanatical about it because of the way the game has spread across the world. Talk to us about, football in the UK.
Well, firstly, born in Kenya, but obviously raised in East London. That's like the capital of football. So yeah, I used to play for Arsenal, the cadet team, the under 18s. Yeah, the under 18s. But I kind of dropped that because of an injury, a knee injury.
This injury thing is too much. Where were you injured?
My right hand knee. Yeah, so that's where I was injured. So I had to kind of drop out of football for about 6 months.
Yes.
By the time I'm going back, doing all the training and everything, I was really unfit. So that's when the DJing kind of... Yeah,
and right now I'm looking at you, I was thinking, footballer body, I'm not so sure.
Nah, I got a bit of a belly.
A bit of a belly. Two things that you were telling me before we went on there. First things first, the nature of football in the United Kingdom. Which are some of the clubs that are renowned for the passion of their fans? By passion, sometimes breaking locker rooms and causing a ruckus and everything.
Arsenal is quite notorious, actually.
Arsenal is notorious?
Yeah, man. Well, I'm an Arsenal supporter myself, so I have to say. I support Arsenal all the way. I've met some of the Arsenal players as well, but some of the supporters for Arsenal, Tottenham and West Ham, they're very bad. Chelsea is very good.
They're good fans.
Chelsea fans are very good. They leave the ground without no arguments, nothing.
Wapi makofi at Chelsea. I thought that's good news. Yo.
Yeah,
and when you say they're rowdy, exactly what do you mean?
So like for instance now Tottenham is they're renovating now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but they're extending the football ground to have more people to come in. So when that football ground is done, what they tend to do is they'll go to the toilet, the seats, they'll rip the seats out and everything. I'm sure, I don't know if it's Manchester United or what team actually were quite damaged in regards to the...
Mike, the last game I watched of Arsenal at the Emirates was the game they played against Man City.
Yeah.
They won that game 2-1. Well, I was really impressed at how the fans have come into this stadium, all disciplined, all organized. Stadium empties in like 2 minutes flat. Everybody's out. But then this was the catch. We didn't know that getting out of, we decided we'll not use the train because the trains are too packed with guys coming out of the Emirates. So we said we'll grab a taxi, not knowing that we had to call for a cab first. So we had to walk some distance before we could get a cab. Higgs, the walk, that is 1 kilometer walk is where now we saw things.
It's crazy.
You know, we always say Gor Mahia and FC fans are notorious for lying on the road and blocking it. Arsenal went a step further. This is what they did. I was saying I wish I had my camera. They sat on the road across, all of them. Then anybody wants to cross the road, you know what they do? They formed a bridge for you. So sit on the last guy, then they take you Caterpillar style all the way to the other side, and they're cheering. You know, everybody's being brought a beer where they're seated. So anybody who comes through to that road, they will just turn and go the other way. I asked the cops who are there on horseback, why can't you clear these guys off the road? They just asked me one question: are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And they walked.
Wow.
So when he says about Arsenal fans being notorious, I experienced it.
I now understand why John Kianda behaves the way he behaves.
I'm just referring to an Arsenal fan, an ardent Arsenal fan would say, because the feedback we ask is as far as Diego Costa and his cheekiness. But somebody has this, I think this tweeted. Meso Sume, he says, Arsenal ni kama mende juu ya meza.
Like a cockroach on top of a table. I know we need to take a break because we're at the 45th minute, but my last question to you, technology in football abroad. There was something you're telling me about how they prepare their pitches. I'm curious to know, because right now we are supposedly upgrading our infrastructure in Kenya, but many questions are being asked.
No, up there. Now, the reason why I've actually got the knee injury was what they tend to do in the ground is they have a scanner that actually scans any sort of plastic, metal, or anything that should not be on the pitch.
What does this scanner look like?
It's like a truck that has two at the back and 2 at the front.
Wow.
And it's like a spider.
Like a spider.
Yeah, and it just moves around and it scans, and anything that it picks up, then the caretaker will then just come and pick it up.
Yes.
They even walk around with metal detectors, the same stuff that you see that guys go out and look for.
So they remove nails, pins, anything in the ground that could hurt a player.
Especially coins, because normally coins get thrown at players all the time, so they tend to get those things out the way.
Mike, when are we going to get that in Kenya? You clean up a pitch before training, not a match, training.
We need to clean up the grounds first. We need to make the grounds.
We need to make the ground.
Yeah, they have to be made first. We don't have training grounds. I don't know one team that has got a good training pitch in this country. One. None.
Wow. Dong, last comments even as you take us to the break.
Well, of course, your feedback is coming in strong and fast, and ideally we're asking you as far as Diego Costa. Remember what happened over the weekend. The argument, of course, was that a valid red card? The fact that Pa Mertesacker was sent out, was that a valid red card? I'm sure Chelsea fans will think yes, it was. An Arsenal fan will say no, it wasn't. Patrick Githaiga says, of course, he believes so. He believes that the number should be, Costa's number should be, the jersey that he wears should be removed completely. This is another gentleman here. This is Iningu. Geoffrey, you say no need. King Costa opponents should learn how to deal with him. And this is another one here. I don't know how true this is, but we'll be finding out in just a moment. Of course, it's a news update as far as Van Gaal is concerned. We'll be finding out whether that is actually true. And then, thank you, Mike Scott. He's watching us on Twitter. I wonder how that is happening, how that works out. I think he's watching us from Twitter. Thank you, at Mike Quantonium. Interesting name there. And then this is somebody who is talking about the CHAN tournament that is going on. East African football has always suffered in the hands of West and North African teams. Of course, we'll continue the highlights of that. And then we have somebody here is called Ian Serwada. He says that Chelsea guys looking cool. We lost, though we are gutted. And then this is Dawood Idenya. He says that Costa, in regards to Costa, he says he's engaging in football thuggery, Mike.
When you come back from the break, that is one of the things that we'll be discussing about. We have the transfer talk with Kianda, then we've got Costa and Chelsea mid-table. Is that where they're supposed to be? Wanapiga watoto wadogo wanafikiri wamefika sasa. That is one of the things we'll be talking about. But Tibo is going to take us on a break.
silent. Blow me there or blow me there. Blow me there or blow me there silent. Buga mini genge mini parents. Apparently nakuwaga na mama kibao. Wanamangaga kwa keja juu wako maubao. Wanapenda gama fruit wanakula banana. Wamesha sana kwa keja cheki wamebanana. Una jinsi wili cheki tuna banana. Wamekata maji sana cheki wanabanana.
This is well, welcome back to Monday Football. And Kianda, Mjanu akipata chance anakumaliza. So Joel Odera says you guys should find your facts right. Yes? I will correct him there. Joel, you say you should get your facts right, not find your facts right. Get your facts right. Ata you, get your English right. Get your facts right, not find your facts right. Shakaba is still at Gor. Ata leo amekuwa tizi Kamtoyo. So same information comes from you guys that Shakaba is gone. In fact, ameenda Homeboys. Then now mnasema bado wako tizi. What I know is that contract yake imeisha. If I signed a contract, I don't know. So we will find those facts and we will tell you on Monday Football next week. So don't worry. So you get your English right, us will get our facts right. No problem.
But there was that story that you're actually leaving Gor Mahia for Homeboys.
Yes.
That story was there last week. And Gor Mahia were in Sudan. I don't know if Shakaba was part of that school, so he'll get the facts right.
Yeah.
You also get the facts right. But I think if Shakaba is watching this show, and I know he's watching,
yes,
don't commit a career suicide. Please stay at Gor Mahia. Hapo utaonekana. Utaenda.
But actually,
he was. I mean, he has never been frustrated at Gor Mahia. He has always been in the first team. He has been exposed because of Gor Mahia.
Yes.
Sekafa Senior, Sekafa Kagame Cup.
Yes.
They're playing friendly match, high-profile friendly matches, and they prepare for the Champions League. The Champions League is here.
Yes.
So toke pale uende home.
Let's just look at that list. I want to go into the transfers again. And we start off with that Gor Mahia. In Jacob Kelly, Francis Kahata, Gradus Ochieng back from City Stars, and then Eric Ouma from Kakamega, Amos Nondi, Tuyisenge, Hamis Mwinyi, Luke Ochieng. What catches your eye in those signings?
I think Tuyisenge, I've watched him play in the African Championship in Rwanda.
Yes.
He's been really good actually. He's been one of the best. He's the captain for Rwanda.
Yes.
And even during the Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup, you could see quality in him. So I don't think if Gor Mahia are going to miss Medi Kagere, maybe Medi Kagere will miss Gor Mahia. Because I'm not sure if wherever is going to find the kind of passion Gor Mahia fans.
But they have money now apparently. See, wanaweza
mrudisha, but you look at the age. Tuyisenge is still young. He can give more.
Yes. And it's cheaper.
And it's cheaper. It was signed for 4 million.
Yes.
Yeah, and Kagere was demanding 9 million.
9 million.
So I don't think if Kagere was right there. And Jacob Kelly too is a great player. Though FC Leopards fans are like mbono ukurudi nyumbani, but the question here is African Champions League ndio hii. Passion ya fans iko, chances za kuretain league ziko. Where do you go to? You go to Gor Mahia. I think it's a good signing for Gor Mahia.
Okay. Those are the players in. I want to look at the players out of Gor Mahia, and we've got David Juma, goalkeeper, Timothy Nzaro, Otieno, Medi Kagere, Gley Dikir, and now they say Shakaba is not out.
None of those players is going to be missed by Gor Mahia, apart from Michael Olunga.
Yes.
None of them is going to be missed by Gor Mahia, because I think Enoch Agwanda is proving hakusainiwa. The FC Leopards fans were dissing. All sainiwa kurusha mpira. At least we saw that when they played against Al Ali. Then Jacob Kelly is scoring goals for Gor Mahia.
Yes.
And Shakava too, we are hoping that Gor Mahia is going to retain him if he doesn't want to commit career suicide, but anyone has a choice to make. So I think Gor Mahia is still the team to beat. Sir Alex Ferguson once said champions are always favorites heading to any season or any competition.
So even now Chelsea are still favorites for EPL?
No, for them, I told them one thing. Look at where Juventus is, look at where Bayern Munich is, look at where Barcelona is, look at where PSG is, then talk. You're on the bottom of the table.
Yes.
16 points. You know.
FC Leopards. Ingwe ya mabele. Ingwe ya mabele ya matari. What is that saying?
Today on Citizen Radio, we do a show called Kijiweni.
Kijiweni in the morning, yes.
Yeah, with Philip Mishiri.
Yes.
And Shitera too was invited on that show. He's a Chelsea fan. I wish he was here.
Yes.
So, I think whatever is happening at FC Leopards is purely it's a desperate situation at FC Leopards. And I'm an FC Leopards fan, I have to say that.
Yes.
But from the leadership to the signings, starting with the coach, look at Cook's profile.
Wepogulu went at 23 and beaten both.
He went in 2013. He was at FC Leopards. That was the FC Leopards with a sponsor. That was an AFC Leopards team with good players. Yes. Now look at the AFC Leopard that is coming in to coach.
Yes.
Now look at his profile to his CV. Alitoka FC.
Yes.
Akaenda alienda Kolongolo.
Yes.
So team near I think somewhere in Bungoma there.
Yes.
Then kutoka Kolongolo akaenda Busia United, akaanza kudemand pesa ya taxi, akamwambia boss hapa bana. Mambo ni ngumu. So you already CV yake ilikuwa inaenda wapi? So it was just like alikuwa na hustle la Kardandi AFC kwa sababu iko na jina. And
well,
the players.
These are the players signed. Dennis Nzomo from Tusker, Jimmy Bagea, Nairobi City Stars, Yus Juma, Kefa Swani, Bernard Ongoma, Kevin Owino from Nakuru All Stars, Eugene Wanjala from West Kenya, and Duncan Wafula, the youngster from Kakamega Homeboys. Surely, there must be something in one of these players.
Kefa Swani is profile, as you said. Amezunguka huku na huku na huku na huku. If he was that good, mbona hakuenda stay? Hata Bandari Maria alikuwa huko.
Yes.
Mbona hakukaa huko? Because we know Bandari is a good team. They finished 4th last season. Kama alikuwa profile yake ilikuwa inapanda juu. Why didn't he join Tusker? Kama anataka stability.
Yes.
Okay, Thika United huko. Unajua ni academy ina nurture players. So look at his profile. Desperate signing. Jimmy Bagea alitoka FC Leopards journey.
Pesa.
Na kiburi. Ukora huku na huku. Naona. Another guy Nzomo at Madara United. Kimanzi winaona kuja na changes zake hapa na pale.
Yes.
But this is what I said and I'll say it again. FC Leopards should just pull a Tottenham. By that I mean, go sign youngsters whom you can nurture and make sure you found, youngsters you can nurture. This season, just hakikisha tu sirelegatiwe. You know, Tottenham has the youngest squad in the English Premier League and they are performing.
Yes.
Utawalipa pesa mingi, like the amount of money you used to hear players are being paid at FC Leopards.
Yes.
Utawalipa pesa mingi. Utawalipa pesa enough, utawa expose, you'll nurture talent. All these guys wameletwa pale at desperate signings na wanajua ujanja ya KPL. Wanagoja season ianze, wataanza kugoma. FC Leopards doesn't have money. We have to put that in mind.
Pesa inakuja.
Sawa.
My solution for FC Leopards is one. Stanley Okumbi.
I think
out of a job. He's available.
And we saw his good work at Madara United. Yes. Now, Okumbi atakuja pale Rankles ziko. Because of pia yatake kujichafua CV yake. You know, the choices you make as a coach and a player can also determine how professional you are. So hizo ndio vitu ambazo FC Leopards, my prayer to them is that they don't get relegated this season.
Yes.
And at least they find a sponsor. Because sababu hizo Harambee pia utaita watu na politicians watawaita huku waende wa pledge. Siasa inakuja 2015.
It's a campaign here.
Itapatikana lakini italeta division huko hii camp. So kama huyu wako hatuwezi.
We'll come to that in the camps in the AFC Leopards. But now I want to throw it to Bernard and the Chelsea fans with one tweet from Matthias Ndeta. At M Ndeta says, Costa versus Arsenal. 3 matches played, 3 wins, 3 red cards for Arsenal, and 2 goals. That's why Arsenal fans are hating #Monday Football. Kazi Gwen.
The Chelsea fans, I believe the gentleman here on my right will talk about Diego Costa. He joined about a season ago. The young, okay, I wouldn't call him young because even if you look at him, he doesn't look too young. But nonetheless, Costa always seems to stir controversy. Why?
Thank you, Bernard. I'm Chariot, a very strong Chelsea fan. Now, the purpose of a striker is to be able to score and to be aggressive, to make sure those defenders have it rough.
Yes.
So people are crying out because he's doing his work. He scores, plus he still ruffles up the feathers of the defenders. So there's no problem with Costa being stubborn, as they say.
You're talking about stubbornness, you're talking about aggressiveness. If my director can actually run the clip of the game of Chelsea against Arsenal, if you look at it towards the end, that was a dubious red card. There was no contact whatsoever. Palmer Saka did not even touch Diego Costa at any point.
I can actually agree with you there. But in the end, we got the free kick and the guy was sent off.
Yes.
Football at times goes in the hand of luck or how you play it. Sometimes if you're dubious and the ref doesn't see it, then it's okay.
Okay. Georgina, the only lady here. And why? Since the Chelsea fans, I'm not mashabiki toka...
One, but enough.
Your season has been an interesting one. 7 matches unbeaten. Since Gus Hiddink came in charge after Jose Mourinho, it seems that the tide is changing. Do you see perhaps Chelsea could actually finish top 4?
Actually, Bernard, on the same note, I wanted to respond with what Edwin Waroe is adding on to the same point you're talking.
Yes. That
Chelsea, 15 points away from Arsenal, katikati ya Everton and West Bromwich Albion, Rosafi, Europa League atani dream.
From my point of view, we have had a very rough season this season, but as we are moving on from the way we've played this year, the games have been nice, and we hope to finish, as John Terry says, is we finish at top 4.
How?
And
how?
Just,
she's even smiling when she's saying top 4.
Being optimistic about everything, we can finish at top 4. And amid all our problems, beating Arsenal is not one of them.
You've talked about the problems, Chelsea problems. Perhaps this gentleman can just share his sentiments. What went wrong for Chelsea this season? Some would say that Mourinho, the former manager, it was sabotage to some extent. The players had a mutiny. Was that the case?
Yeah, that was the case. The players didn't want to play for the coach. I think Mourinho talks a lot. Instead of doing his work, he just criticized the players. So they decided not to play for him. But finishing top 4 is our dream, and dreams can be fulfilled. But we don't want Europa as to what Europa is
Why
tough.
not?
Europa is tough because if we go to Europa, the season will be bad. Yeah, we will start bad because Europa has tough games.
Okay.
Yeah, we better finish top 10, not.
So your goals are slightly. For you don't think that you can actually finish in the top 4.
In the top 4, it's a dream.
It's a dream.
Yeah, it's a dream.
Can it be a reality?
Yeah.
Yes, Brian. Yes, it can be a reality at some point.
How? I don't feel that fire from you guys. I don't feel like you actually believe it.
Chelsea have changed their mentality.
Yes.
From the time Mourinho was sacked. You see, they have drawn, we've won, then they have drawn twice.
7 games unbeaten.
Yes.
Just hold the microphone close to your mouth.
They have drawn 4 times and we have won 3 times. So it's a possibility, yes. It's a possibility.
The arrival of Drogba at one point there in the technical supporting the technical staff. Do you feel that will actually inspire, because he's a talisman? He's been a pivotal player for Chelsea. He's always been able to salvage them from the depths of defeat. Do you feel that he's left now? But do you feel that he should actually have a permanent role in the coaching staff for Chelsea?
Yeah, he should. Because if you can recall, back then he was an interim. And he won an FA, so he should be considered permanent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Gus Hiddink is the right man? Because you know Abramovich atamka leo asubuhi aseme hapana. If things go south.
I'm Stephen, first of all, and I think Hiddink is just good as an interim manager. He's coached quite a number of big clubs, and I think he has the experience and what it takes to try and spur Chelsea to where it should finish. Mathematically, it's still possible for them to finish in top 4, but I think it will be very hard.
Why do you think it will be difficult?
It will be difficult, given the inconsistency. They've won yesterday. They'll play another team tomorrow, probably West Ham, Stoke. They'll draw. They'll be defeated. They'll win against Liverpool. So they're giving glimpses of good performances, and at the same time they're also performing poorly. So we don't know what to expect from them. So we cannot be very sure of a top 4 finish, but we can sure they'll be, from the way they've been playing, they're all showing signs of doing very well. And the players, I think, are playing very fine without Mourinho.
Without Mourinho. So life is good without Mourinho.
Life is very
interesting. Mike, when Mourinho checked in, everyone was happy. This is the man who's going to spread his match. This is the man who's going to ensure that we actually clinch the title. They did it. Season later, things went south. Wamemruka.
Lazima watamruka. That guy, I do not have, 0 chills for Mourinho. Came to Real Madrid, you win the league 1 season. The next season, my friend, it was 2nd season Mourinho blues. Hakuna team that has performed on
Porto,
the second
Inter
season.
Milan.
Name them, all of them. Hakuna. Hata kikuja FC, atashinda league the next season. Shida.
So those guys, is a question for them from a guy called Tony Mbugua. Tony Mbugua starts by laughing. He says, haha, I heard someone saying Costa is a good striker. With how many goals again? Ebu wanijibu hapo.
Now he has 10 goals. Huh? For the league is 6.
3 goals?
Yeah.
For the league?
The league is 6 out of 6 games.
6 games, 6. And how many games in the league now?
We are at 24.
Na kale katimu kumulivuruga jana, top scorer wao ni nani?
Top scorer wao ni Giroud.
With how many goals?
11 goals.
Kianda ni bao ngapi?
Around 12?
12 goals.
If I'm not wrong. Giroud.
Yes. Joro. Mnamjua Joro?
Joro.
Yes.
You know,
what's the problem with Costa?
You had an issue with Costa yourself.
Diego Costa, if I was a manager or a Chelsea fan, and with all the respect to Chelsea fans,
yes,
you love to have such a striker in your team, the dirty boy. You know, Maradona, someone who do the dirty work. Costa, when he was at Atletico Madrid, you saw what he was doing. Tema mate kwa mkono anarushia Ramos akimwendea red card. Anafinya mapua moja, unajua nini itatoka ndani? Anatupia Ramos. Pepe, he knows who, anajua nani ata irritate. You love to have such kind. The dirty boy strikers somehow wanafaa kuwa dirty kidogo. Henry, handball yake ile kapeleka France World Cup 2010. Messi akafunga na mkono wakati fulani. Everyone was talking about that. Costa, I think he's a good player. He can score goal when he's on form and he's playing under a team that can supply the balls to him. He's a dangerous striker, no doubt about that. Chelsea did not waste their money on that. He won the league for them last season and the Captain World Cup. But the only thing that can define Costa, you see, a good player, but in primitive. Costa, his first job when he was in Brazil, alikuwa anauza jazi za ball. Costa ni ile tu, unajua unaweza kuja Nairobi kuja wapi upate exposure yote, lakini ushamba tu itakataa kukutoka. That is Costa. He's a good player. Hawezi toa marks kwa Costa ukasema ni player mbaya. Hizo dirty tricks zote. Alafu unajua pia hawezi ongea Kiingereza. Unajua? So imekataa kidogo. Sikataa, hii si makosa hiyo. But Costa is a good player, but he's only primitive.
Why can't Arsenal defenders know how to deal with him?
I think Paulista is also a street boy. Strictly street. That's why you let on Costa that day. Because she a little bit exposed, but Paulista is street, ghetto, tavurugano. Then you don't know what they were talking. Jana alianza kurusha vijembe to Paulista. Paulista kept quiet. He didn't want to do anything. So Costa is a good player as long as he's playing in your team.
When he's
atakuvuruga tu. That is Diego Costa. But Chelsea fans, something maybe to remind you. When Chelsea won the English Premier League title, 70,000 fans waliparade London streets to celebrate. Arsenal wakawin FA Cup. 200,000 wakaenda kwa street to celebrate.
Your FA Cup.
Of course, back to back.
Before the first back to back.
No, they were building a team. They have a stadium. Hawa wanakopesha stadium sahi. Even Arsenal, they wanataka kukopa stadium ya Arsenal. Wenger akasema we suffered a lot to build that stadium. Hatuwezi share. That's why wanaenda Wembley kushare na Tottenham.
Kuna story,
so it's London red or blue.
Kuna story ile Higgs anamalizaga now. There are some pictures that come there, and there's a picture that I actually gave him that picture. I saw it yesterday and I really laughed about it. So Higgs, as I hand over to you, there's a guy called I Jaluo. At I Jaluo says Dallas, Texas, streaming live. T-Boy, that's for you.
Thank you.
Two things real quick. Mike, as Kianda was talking about Chelsea, there's a guy in studio behind the scenes called David Musheke. Musheke had another look on his face. He had punjed his jaw like this, scrutinizing every word that John Kianda was saying. Kianda, I hope you'll be safe as you leave the studio. Also on social media, of course, there's some reports that Jackson Saleh, Michael Hamati might also be headed out of AFC. So it's not looking like a very good time to be part of AFC. Kianda, I hope matters will stabilize in the club. But for now, let's take a look at what's happening in transfers internationally, more specifically in Europe, because that's what it's all about. First things first, this man, Louis van Gaal, speculation is that he's on the brink of actually quitting Manchester United. He's not going to wait to be fired, and this probably went up a notch, bearing in mind there were rumors last week that Pep Guardiola actually had a meeting with some Manchester United managers to discuss the possibility possibility of moving Pep to Old Trafford, bearing in mind so many clubs want Pep Guardiola. So for Van Gaal, it is possible that he may want to exit before he's shown the door. Let's take a look at some other transfer news as well. And next we focus on Alex Teixeira. Wow. Yo Kiingereza ni ngumu, 26 years old, and Liverpool have agreed for personal terms with him from his former club, that's Shakhtar Donetsk, and still a bit of a challenge, still a bit of a gap between what his club wants and what Liverpool want to pay, but as of this morning, he expressed a desire to move to Liverpool. So that's also what's happening on Transfer Watch. If you're Liverpool fans, this man could be headed your way. Now, remember Gervinho? Very interesting guy. He had an interesting hair outfit thingy that he used to put on his head. We could talk about that another day. He has been in China with a club whose name I have to read to pronounce, Jiangsu Suning, but Roma, Italian side Roma, have confirmed that they're interested in him, so he could be headed over there. Formerly Arsenal, moved to China, but could head back to Europe, specifically Italy, with Roma. In some other transfer news as well, John Stones, before we get to him, Antoine Griezmann, he's Atletico Madrid's French international, and he says he has no desire to leave Spain and join Chelsea, but there's been speculation that Chelsea would actually put some money on him. They're talking about £75 million, that's about 10 billion Kenya shillings. But he says for now, you know what, Chelsea, I don't want to move. I don't know what Chelsea fans here have to say about that.
Atletico Madrid, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Chelsea had expressed, in one way or the other, some interest in him, but he says for now, no thank you. Let's talk about John Stones. My name in another language means stone, so I hopefully have the same luck as him, because 6 clubs actually want to sign him, but no one has been able to lock him up just yet. So Everton still have him, but they're not quite sure how they'll keep him, because Real Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United and Bayern Munich have all at one point or the other expressed interest in this man. I don't know what makes him that good that all these clubs would want him, and all of them are interested in actually putting word out there as well, but there's a lot of attention on him, and will Everton let him go? We'll have to wait and see about that. Christian Atsu, today we seem to be having a bit of a focus on Chelsea, could be leaving Chelsea on loan again. There's interest from 3 La Liga clubs including Malaga. He joined in 2013, but of course he hasn't had much playtime on Chelsea. If some of you don't remember him, good reason why. He's been sitting most of the time on the bench. We move on to PSG, a French side, and Ezekiel Lavezzi out of contract this season, and so there are discussions for him to possibly move to Chelsea, but other clubs also want him as well. Inter Milan, so this Argentine could be headed to Chelsea or Inter Milan, depending on who actually gets the right signature at the right time. Now let's move on now back to Arsenal. The Gunners are determined to sign Real Madrid star Isco. Now Isco is popular in Madrid, but of course Real Madrid's president could sign for the right price and hand him over for about £25 million. That's about 3.6 billion Kenya shillings. So if you're an Arsenal fan, this man could be headed to the Emirates Stadium. We wind up with 2 quick updates, returning back to Manchester United. First things first, Victor Valdez. If you don't remember him, it's because he disagreed with Louis van Gaal and has been on the bench for a very long time. He's headed out on loan. He's actually gone to Standard Liège. So Victor Valdez, we wish you all the best wherever you go. And finally, on some interesting news, Manchester United's team of the future has gotten a new signing. This man, Wayne Rooney, his wife gave birth to a 3rd son yesterday. So in terms of transfer, we may transfer 1 more player, not for today, for the future. That's what we have on Transfer Watch. Back to you, Mike.
You know, it's serious what people are saying on social media about Chelsea. Obed Angwenyi says, hey Chelsea, wake up. You have dreamt for so long about top 4 finish. Maskini ya Mungu. Then the reward Costa has in place for Chelsea is to take them to relegation. 19 is not just a number. Hashtag 19 is just not a number. Can somebody answer me on that one? History 19 in it. 19 is just not a number.
I don't know about that, but I wanted to say,
yeah,
as much as they tell us we are dreaming about it, we understand it has been a bad season for us, and we accept that. Now, in other seasons, Arsenal don't accept anything. They just say, we are finishing, we are finishing. As we know, we are at a tough spot. So possibly, we might reach top 4. It can happen.
So is Arsenal in the same league as Chelsea?
I believe we are better than them.
Yes.
But we are at par. We're slightly better than them.
You've got the money.
According to the table, according to what is...
You have the money, number one.
Yes.
You've got the money. You've got the muscle to get any player that you want.
Yes.
You have signed all the stars in the world. Yet, beating Arsenal is a big celebration. A team that has got one manager for the last 20 years. How many have you guys got? Who can answer me? Chelsea umekuwa na managers wangapi in 20 years?
Not 12.
They are not 12. Wahiga will answer you with some photo. That photo is nice, I'm telling you, and it's half. They just put half. Those guys. So just hold on to that thought. Back to Wahiga.
All right, let's take a look at funny pictures real quick. What was trending on social media? Again, no local ones. Lots of this are to do with what's happening on the International League. That's Ozil against other teams. He's a lion. Ozil against Chelsea. It seems he wears a Chelsea jersey. Patikani. All right, we move on now to what's been trending on social media. Pogba, there's some hairstyle that we saw at Ballon d'Or.
Yes.
That has also been on clothes, on shoes, and on nails. So, well...
I think they go to the same barber with Jovini.
Oh, yeah. There's a guy somewhere in Europe. I don't know whether DJ Sparks will tell us where you can get your hair done like that in London. We'll figure out. There was so much happening. 8 minutes, Real Madrid 1-0. Time to sack Zidane. Kwisha, 3 games.
We don't joke. There's no joking with us. You don't deliver, you go. Yes. And you can see the result.
You're worse than Chelsea.
Let me tell you, the result is 10 European titles. 10. Atufukuzi tu. Inafukuzwa na reason.
How many times do you keep changing paperwork with your managers?
Enough times.
Like your printer, you need to pay him a lot of money.
No, we don't print. Digital squeezy. We fire on SMS, email, and
just change the name. Just change the name. Template contract.
All right, that's how many contracts? That's a good one. Leicester fans right now still top of the table. Good job, Leicester. This is a club that we need to study.
No, those guys are just there temporarily. They can tell you for free.
They'll be out soon.
Let's give them match first.
That's Arsenal fans, we need to apply cold water to the band area. Kianda, symbolically, can we apply some cold water on you? Umechomeka.
Ndakwambia kitu Ronaldo aliambia Dani Alves. After the Ballon d'Or, Alves said that Neymar deserved to be the second guy after Messi.
Yes.
Ronaldo akamwambia kuna watu lazima watukane ndio make headlines. So kuna timu lazima Chelsea ishinde ndio make headlines.
I will not give Kianda more.
Apply cold water on Waiga.
Cold water. There we go, Mike.
Oh, freeze it.
1996 to present.
Yes.
One manager facing the other way.
This side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. As in the ones I'm counting twice, eh? And the guys who've been there 2 times. So those are 16 guys. Rosafi, by the way, read your history. What kind of Chelsea fans are they? They don't even know the history of the club. Read the history.
Next week we need to compare Real Madrid.
I'm telling you, read those guys. Look at all of them. How many European titles between all those ones? 1 European title. Musheki, don't look at me badly. 1 European title. How many league titles? 4. FA Cups? Gapi?
Guys are quiet here.
2. Only. I'm even giving them stats. Na mimi sijui hii timu vizuri sana. Na Europa League moja.
Vile ilifanya in the 60s. Chelsea ilifanya last year na wanajipiga kifua sana.
Wacha tuendelee. Niko na vitu mob za Chelsea. Let's keep going. I think they've gotten the message. It was Luis Suarez's birthday this weekend. Happy birthday, lakini akuli keki anakula nyama.
Raw meat.
Nyama. Raw meat. Happy birthday, Luis Suarez from Monday Football. We move on. There's also some other birthday pictures. Yeah, another happy birthday there. A bit of what he's done. Bite Ivanovic, bite Chiellini.
Bite?
Nah, he's got vampire teeth. We carry on. People come with all sorts of things. So this is me on Saturday night. Jurgen Klopp celebrating.
Yeah.
And on Sunday morning,
Louis van Gaal.
Van Gaal. Weekend ilikuwa noma.
Ilikuwa mbaya sana.
Ilikuwa rough. So using football to show how different moods can be. This is something interesting that's been happening on social media. You've been seeing these things. This is Bill. Bill does this. So this is Bill. Bill has insomnia. Bill watches Man U play.
Bill sleeps peacefully. Bill is smart. Be like Bill.
Moral of the story, don't watch Man U play. Otherwise you'll sleep peacefully. So if you want to stay awake, don't watch Man U play. Alright? Louis van Gaal, last year I said we want to catch Chelsea.
That's exactly what we are doing this season.
So we are catching, Willis Naburu and everyone else are catching up with Chelsea.
LVG.
Good. Let's move on. I wish we'd see the Chelsea fans laughing. Well, it's true that it's so hard to win at Old Trafford
that even Man United can't win here.
And these are all back-to-back. Keep going. They're all related. Let's go. Next one. Oh, my goodness.
The guy says true that.
I'm interested to find out what Van Gaal writes in his notebook. Every time they're playing, he's always writing something.
Well, I don't know whether it's this. This is trying to work out how Man U are still fifth in the Premier League. Like, it doesn't make sense.
It's a Nyoronyoto league. That's why.
Draw.
In fact, we should have one Monday football dedicated to the leagues. I've never seen a league in the world like that. 3 consecutive weeks. There is a game at least that has 9 goals, 8 goals, 9, 8, 9. And you won 5.
La Liga, Real Madrid has been beating teams 8, 5, 7.
We're being told that the referee needs to blow the final whistle. So we move on.
Seems at Old Trafford right now, course of the weekend.
Everyone Van Gaal. Look, everyone. Like, there's just so much trouble. We move on. I know the final whistle is about to blow as we wind up the show. A season in which Chelsea would lose 36 matches, they beat Arsenal twice. They beat Arsenal twice?
Yes.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kianda, no comment. Kianda, no comment. Kianda, hold the mic. We move on.
Amepigwa mshumari.
We've gagged him. Any more funny pictures? I know there were lots this fast. We've got one last one. And we are done for the day. But there were lots more. Of course, we'll keep putting them on as much as we can. But, that's what's been happening. So, Man U and Chelsea, the big focus of the weekend.
And the next game that Chelsea is playing is who? Chelsea fans, who's your next?
Watford.
I will tell you one name, and you'll treat me with that name. One name only. Idiom Maboda Igalo.
Not Nigerian.
How many names? Mtu moja. Idiom Igalo. Man, you don't worry.
Stoke should be fine.
Stoke should be fine.
He says the deal with Zuma.
Southampton?
Mike, he has a response for you.
Deal with him.
Sorry?
Zuma. We'll deal with him.
Zuma who?
Kite Zuma.
Kat who?
Kite Zuma. Zuma.
Kat Zuma. That brother of mine from Chelsea. The guy was marking himself yesterday.
No. Well,
by the way, this is an argument we can take to the moon and back. Yesterday, all the blunders, just that like Kianda said, Arsenal didn't have a finisher. But hizo kota zote at the middle of the goal mouth, zilitoka kwa nani? Just tell me.
No, not Zuma.
Boss, Teresia was nowhere. Kat Zuma. Boss, that boy is going to cost you big time. Idiom Igalo is not that guy you've seen at
We'll see.
Do you want to bet?
Yeah, I'll bet.
Weke weja.
Yeah.
All platforms.
Yes.
Zote. Pesa tuende sijui hiyo ingine gani na gani.
Hata ngoja.
Tuweke hapo.
Hata hiyo shot on target hatakuwa nayo.
For every money I put on one side, you put an equal amount on the other side.
Ngapi? Ndio to wind up show. Ngapi?
Hiyo tutaongea na yeye. Shilling for shilling. Tuweke kulingana na uzito wa mfuko yako.
Nitabet, hiyo ndio bet. But hata shot on target hatakuwa nayo.
Now let me tell you, can I give you the history of this place and the best? I have never lost even one. So better be sure.
World Cup kuna bet we lose.
Gani hiyo?
World Cup. Viva. Nakumbuka.
Gani hiyo nikumbushe?
Brazil Germany. Hiyo siku hata alama iko.
Brazil Germany. Brazil Germany siku kuwa hapo. Ya underdogs.
Najua mnajaribu kunigonga juu ya Brazil lakini nimekubali.
Viva Brazil.
Lakini for Chelsea mimi niwaambie vile Kolo alisema kleptomaniacs. Lazima utukane ndio ujulikane. So
lazima utukane Arsenal
ndio ujulikane. Hapa ni huwa kwa studio.
Unless there's anything else, this debate will go on forever. It's time to wind up the show, of course, but we can't just wind up like that. We've got two amazing DJs here. We've had quite a bit of what DJ T-Boy had to do a bit earlier on, so we'll wind up with DJ Sparks. And of course, keep it Monday football. Every Monday we'll have something new for you. You never know what will be happening here. We might have other DJs, might have, I don't know. That's how the show works. So, Mike, anything else so we can
No. Just Sparks, take it up. Take it up. Right. We want now the high tempo.
Yeah. This is DJ Sparks.
kipi kimekukimbiza? Kuna babio mamio wote wanakulilia, mtoto peke yako nyumbani, kipi kimekukimbiza? Kuna babio mamio wote wanakulilia, ndani ya Dar es Salaam ulikuja bure tena kimwana ujui kuchuna.